Hey everybody, welcome back to the Junkyard Dog Report. Rough game tonight, and I'm saying tonight because I'm actually filming for once on the night of the actual game in question. One reason for that is that I don't want to be thinking about this game after I go to sleep tonight. The other reason is that tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So for those of you who are like me who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. And for those of you who celebrate other things, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. I hope you enjoy yourself out there, Cavs Nation. But the Cavs didn't really give us anything to enjoy tonight. And I have some highlights from this game. Maybe if I did this tomorrow, I would have found it in my heart to take some good highlights, maybe from the legendary unit in the third quarter that almost brought us back in the game and cut it to 13. But I definitely wasn't feeling that tonight, especially because I am doing this on the night of the game. I am a little bit more emotional about it, and not in a good way because of how it went. But let's just get into some highlights of the things the Raptors did well and that we didn't. So we're going to start off with the first play of the game. We win the tip, and Donovan Mitchell immediately turns it over. Here's a play where the Raptors got a rebound, and OG Anunoby leaked out, and you could see Darius Garland stare down Evan Mobley because he should have been there in the paint to defend that. Here's Scotty Barnes just working against Isaac Okoro. Now, he grabbed Isaac's arm on this play. I thought this should have been a foul on him, but this is just a guy going to the rim and drawing contact, being physical. Basically the same thing happened on this play where Isaac Okoro gets knocked over by Pascal Siakam, and that was another three-point play. Here's Scotty Barnes getting into the fucking paint for layup. Sorry for my language. They were just getting into the paint so easily in this game. Look, here's OG Anunoby knifing through Kevin Love and Jarrett Allen for an easy layup. And we just came out flat in this game. We really didn't look good at all. And, I mean, here's Gary Trent stealing a pass that Donovan Mitchell kind of televised. Forgot to put this up again. And here, this is the last shot of the first quarter. Kind of unlucky. Kind of a story of how the night was going. They really couldn't miss anything. Here's Scotty Barnes getting a nice, easy layup in the paint. A theme of the night for the Raptors is how they scored a lot of their points. Another way they scored a lot of their points was in transition. They scored 27 transition buckets. Here's a great pass from Pascal Siakam to, I believe, Thaddeus Young. Here's Pascal Siakam off to Malachi Flynn, who dishes to OG Anunoby in the corner for a wide-open three. And in this game, the Raptors hit the most threes I believe they hit all season. Here's Fred VanVleet dropping another one. And, I mean, it was just rough. Our perimeter defense wasn't good. Our interior defense wasn't good. Our defense in general just wasn't good. Here's Fred VanVleet with another three while I'm saying all that. Definitely a rough game right before Christmas Eve. Even for those of you who don't celebrate, this was a rough game. Here's Pascal Siakam getting the bump for the and one play against Darius Garland, and DG obviously can't take him. He needs some help in the paint there. Here's Kevin Love on OG Anunoby, and this was the unit that brought it back for us that I was thinking about putting some highlights of them in, but I just couldn't find it in my heart to do it. Here's Siakam with a gut punch of a play, right? We cut it to 13, and then they brought it back to 15, and then there's the play where he did his spin move and got it back to 15. Here's Siakam getting an offensive rebound. We were doing a terrible job in this game closing out defensive possessions. I don't think I've said that yet. They got a lot of offensive rebounds, which they're great at. Here is Fred VanVleet off a Thaddeus Young screen, hitting a nice three. Now, I don't think that was a foul by Raul, but that was a great sell by Fred VanVleet to get the and one on that. Here was a block on Darius Garland. I don't remember who blocked him, but OG Anunoby grabs a long rebound and runs up court for the easy layup, and only Donovan Mitchell is there to try and stop him. Here is Siakam against Lamar Stevens. Not an ideal matchup for us. I would definitely prefer to see one of our bigger guys on him, but and we did make it tough on him. He shot around. Here's OG Anunoby with a floater. He did shoot around 9 for 22 tonight. It's just that, we didn't play defense well on anyone else. So here's Scotty Barnes getting to the rim very easily against Evan Mobley, and that's something I really didn't want to see. I mean, like, this guy took your Rookie of the Year award, and you're just going to let him bully you into the paint. Here's Evan Mobley with a great block, but as the Raptors did all night, they grabbed the offensive rebound, threw it out to OG Anunoby, who hit a three. Here's a shot that Siakam missed, but it looks like an alley-oop because Scotty Barnes just skies up and gets it. Here's Pascal Siakam against Jarrett Allen. driving easily and then stepping back while Jarrett's still going backwards, getting a nice mid-range, which he's really good at. And that was the game. Definitely a rough game overall. We only had one good quarter, which was the fourth. And that's something that was a problem for us before the Spurs game, a little bit after that Spurs game too, where we'll not play well for 3 quarters and then we go, okay, time to go win the game. And that's something that's really infuriating for me because it's like, win the game in the first 3 quarters, not the fourth. Well, obviously you need to close the game and win in the fourth, but the things you do in the first 3 quarters are the things that lead to wins. So definitely frustrating to see. Let's go through the quarter scoring, right? The Raptors beat us 39-31 in the first. They beat us 30-22 in the second. In the third, I didn't get the scoring for the third. Well, I was too upset at that point to get the scoring for the third. Just know that they scored around 30 and we scored around... Actually, no, wait. The third? We might have tied them in the third because of our bench lineup coming in. I really should have gotten that. That's on me. That's my bad. You know what? Let me go snag that right now while I'm checking the fourth quarter scoring. So in the fourth, we won the fourth 29-20. Too little, too late, not enough. And for the third quarter, if this can load quick enough, the third quarter we lost 29-25. So definitely a better effort in that third quarter than the ones beforehand. Our bench did a great job. Like that lineup, Raul Neto, Karis LeVert, Jetty Osman, Kevin Love, and Robin Lopez. And I understand why JB sat the starters, right? They definitely deserved it for the way they played. It's just that, let me just get into some quotes. Here's what JB had to say about sitting the starters. He said they weren't holding up their end of the bargain. And he went on to say that when you're a starter in this league, there's responsibilities that come with that. And I absolutely agree with JB's idea to sit the starters. But in my opinion, he should have sat the big four and played Okoro with that group. Like, if you remember, he inserted Lamar Stevens in with that group and took out, I believe, LeVert or Osman. I'm pretty sure it was LeVert because Osman and Kevin Love had a great 2-man game in that lineup. And I feel like if you inserted Okoro there, it would have been better. Okoro's been fantastic lately. It's just... he was fantastic tonight. He had 7 of our first 9 points in the game. He was carrying in the first quarter. And you saw those 2 plays that I said myself that I thought shouldn't have been fouls on Okoro. If anything, they could have been called offensive fouls because he was getting grabbed on the arm or elbowed in the face by Scotty Barnes and Siakam. But that made him exit early in the first. And, he didn't play for an extended time in the third because the entire group of starters was benched, which is unfortunate for him because I don't blame him at all. He was fantastic in this game. What JB had to say about the defense in this game, he said, we just weren't good defensively tonight. And they asked him about the perimeter defense because, as I said, the Raptors hit about 19 threes, and it was their season high. And he said, we didn't play perimeter defense tonight. And I'm paraphrasing because, I didn't put down the whole quote because I don't want to sit here reading quotes for the next 20 minutes to you guys. And what JB had to say about us losing against the Raptors the way we did after beating the Bucks the way we did, he said, I don't think our response, to winning a few games was what it needed to be. And the Raptors came in and snapped our 4-game winning streak. We are now, I believe, 15-3 at home. I don't think we're 6. Are we either 16-3 or 15-3 at home? So this is our 3rd home loss of the season. The Raptors are now up 3-0 on us in the series. Hopefully, we can beat them in the 4th one at home if there is a 4th one. I really hope there's a 4th one. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a 4th one. I'll check that for you later, and you can check the description in the video, and it'll say it there. Here's what Kevin Love had to say about the first quarter. The first half in general, or the game in general. He said, all of us as a collective unit just came out a little bit flat. And I just don't understand, to be honest. I saw the way we played against the Bucks, and I thought we turned a corner. Like, I thought we were just going to keep going up. And, it's not too surprising. This is a young team. Young teams have immaturity, and part of that immaturity is believing that, oh, we beat the Bucks. This Raptors team lost. I believe they lost around 8 straight before Siakam dropped 52 on the Knicks in their game before they played us. So, I mean, maybe they just tried to overlook the Raptors, but it's like, I'm not saying that it's impossible that they overlooked the Raptors. I'm saying it's more likely that they did than didn't. But it's just unbelievable to me that they would do that after already being down 2-0 in the series. But, I mean, that's not on me to decide who to overlook and not overlook. I think JB put it best when he said about the Bucks game that it's just a game in December. Like, who cares about a game in December? And I know that it was a great win. We're talking about a marquee matchup, the team with the number 1 record in the East, a team in our division who beat us twice badly at their place. That was a huge game for us, a huge win for us. But at the end of the day, JB's absolutely right. It's one game that we won in December. And if you want to put the whole winning streak, it's 4 games we won in December. Once playoff time comes, once the season is over, who's going to be talking about this? Nobody. So this team needs to find a way to not get too high on their own supply and not just expect it to come so easily, because it just doesn't. And let's move on to the stats of this game. So the Big Four had 50 points, and the rest had 57. Part of that is due to the starters being benched. The other part of that is that the starters, well, specifically Donovan Mitchell didn't really shoot well at all tonight. And, I mean, Jarrett, I feel like, usually dominates in the paint against the Raptors, but that definitely wasn't happening tonight. So DG had 17, Donovan Mitchell had 12, Jarrett Allen had 11, Evan Mobley had 10. They're all in double digits, which I guess is something. Oh, yeah, I just realized that we had at least 7 guys in double figures in this game. So the rest had 57, 15 for Isaac Okoro, and 13 for Kevin Love and Jetty Osman apiece. So that's at least 7 guys in double figures. We had 27 assists in this game, and I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit. It's just that if you watch my videos, you know I say that when we have 25-plus assists in a game, we're pretty close to unbeatable. So we had 7 guys in double figures, and we had 27 assists, and we lost this game by 11. And to be honest with you, we really did a lot of window dressing in that fourth quarter because it didn't feel that close. I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't believe we were going to win. Once we went on that run with that unit that came off the bench, you know, Raul, Levert, Osman, Kevin Love, Robin Lopez, I thought we were going to win the game when we cut it to 13. I thought we were going to win the game when we started the fourth quarter absolutely scorching. It's just that we were never able to gain the traction defensively that we needed, specifically in that fourth quarter, because, I mean, the offense was torrid in the fourth quarter, you know, absolutely flaming. We weren't missing shots. Like, we started the fourth quarter like 9 for 10 from the field. It was just too little too late. And honestly, as much as I would have loved to win this game, you know, a nice little early Christmas gift for me and all of us, it's just, I think this team deserved that loss. And I hope they learned from it, because I've had enough of playing lackluster for 3 quarters and then being like, oh, time to turn it on now in the fourth. Oh, time to go. Like, I've had enough of that. So hopefully they learn from that. And let me get back to where I was after I got sidetracked. So the Big Four had 21 rebounds. The rest had 14. The 21 from the Big Four, 8 from Evan Mobley, 7 from Jarrett Allen, 5 from Donovan Mitchell, and 1 from Darius Garland. For the rest, 12 of the 14 rebounds, 5 from Love, 4 from Lamar Stevens, and 3 from Isaac Okoro, which, I mean, Isaac Okoro was doing everything in this game, and you'll continue to hear as I go through. So the assists, as I told you, we had 27, 16 from the Big Four, 11 from the rest. DG had half of that, 16 from the Big Four. He had 8. Donovan Mitchell had 4. Evan Mobley had 3. Jarrett Allen had 1. And for the rest had 11 assists, 3 from Raul Neto, and 2 from Isaac Okoro, Karis LeVert, and Jetty Osman. And then there was 2 other guys who had 1 assist apiece. And moving on to steals, the big 4 had 5 steals. The rest had 4. And for the 5 steals for the big 4, 3 were from Donovan Mitchell, 1 from Darius Garland, 1 from Jared Allen. For the rest, 2 of those 4 steals were from Karis LeVert, and the other 2 were from Raul Neto and Jetty Osman, who had 1 apiece. For blocks, this is honestly upsetting that the big 4 only had 1 block, and it was Evan Mobley. I mean, every time we play the Raptors specifically, I can't lie, this season I've been looking a lot at Ev because I want to see him come out. And, I mean, maybe he just doesn't care as much about that Rookie of the Year award as we do, because he doesn't look like he cares about defending it. I mean, you know, this is an emotional overreaction, and I need to cut it out before I continue going. So the big 4 had 1 block, and that was Evan Mobley. The rest had 3, 2 from Okoro, 1 from Kevin Love, and Isaac was doing everything tonight. He was fantastic. He's starting to look like that top 5 pick that we took him at. Like, I was less than a week ago looking around the league at guys who may be available for trade at the deadline, who could be the missing piece to be our 3-and-D wing, you know, for the playoffs, for the rest of the season, whatever. And nothing against Lamar Stevens or Dean Wade or Isaac Okoro or any of those guys on our team. It's just that, you know, they were getting the job done, but if we could have upgraded at that time at that position, it would have been huge. And I feel like Isaac has stepped in and been that upgrade. I like the way he's been playing since he's been inserted into the starting lineup. This is like the one thing I loved in this game was watching Isaac, honestly, watching Isaac ice Okoro. So, I mean, if he can continue to be that missing piece, the missing puzzle piece in the starting rotation that we need him to be, like he was hitting his corner threes tonight. He was very efficient offensively. I believe he was like around 3 for 4 shooting, maybe 5 for 6, something like that. He only missed like 1 or 2 shots, maybe 2 shots. I'm pretty sure it was only 1. So he was efficient, effective. He was good defensively. I think he was playing the best defense on Siakam other than... No, I think he was, because the starters kind of... Or not the starters. The big 4 kind of sold tonight other than another emotional rash piece of analysis there. So let's omit that from the record. Moving on. Turnovers, we only had 14 tonight, which is good. And, I mean, this is the most mind-boggling part of it. I think the Raptors had somewhere near 20 turnovers, which is just like... Because the numbers are good. Let me just say what the turnovers were, and then I'll say my little spiel that I want to say here. So the big 4 had 10 turnovers, 5 from Garland, 3 from Donovan Mitchell, 2 from Evan Mobley. The rest had 4, 2 from Kevin Love, and 1 for Lamar Stevens and Robin Lopez apiece. So the thing that's like so mind-boggling to me about these numbers is that most of them are good. And there are ones that are bad that I'm going to get into in a bit that, you know, better tell the story than just these ones, because, you know, stats never tell the whole story. That's just how it is in sports, because, you know, things like effort and heart cannot be measured or calculated, and skill can't be measured or calculated, and other things like that. Hustle, effort, energy, all those things cannot be accounted for in statistics. So the things that were good is, like, we had 27 assists. Like I said, ever since I started making these videos, we have even close to 25 assists. We have like a 23 or a 24 assist night since I started making these videos. We win. Like, we have not lost in that situation since I started doing this. And that's not me saying like maybe, or maybe it happened one time. No, like, I know that for a fact that this is the first time that's happened. And the thing that is that, like, I always say 25 plus we're unbeatable, and we get 25 plus and we lose. And the turnovers, we're right at the league average of 14, while the Raptors are at or around 20. So they turned it over more than us, but we didn't score in transition like they did. They had 27 fast break points in this game, which is insane. We had 22 fast break points against the Jazz, I believe, and that was our highest of the season. And Bally Sports was bringing it up a lot in the interviews after the game because it was a big deal. We got 22 fast break points in that game. That was our highest of the season. We were getting out in transition, especially for a team who has the slowest pace in the NBA. It was kind of a big deal, but they had 22 fast break points in the first half of this game. So, I mean, we stepped it up a little bit in terms of stopping their fast breaks in the second half, I guess, if you want to look at the bright side, but I don't think there's really a bright side to look at there. Forgot to take this down. So the leaders in plus minus in this game, because I cut this down to just whoever is in first. Robin Lopez and Raul Neto share the honors with a +6 overall plus minus. There was only one other guy on the entire team who was positive, and it was Kevin Love, who was +2. So, that's fun. So for the other stats in this game, and one of these is the most telling. So from the field, we shot 51.3%, which isn't bad. Like if you watch my videos, you hear me say all the time, like, oh, just keep the field goal percentage above 50. And like if you get it to 60, that's fantastic. Then we shot 39 of 76 from the field. We shot 33.3% from 3, 11 from 33 overall. And those of you who watch my videos know what I'm about to say, which is get that above 40. Donovan Mitchell specifically was 3 for 12. He was shot 25%, which is pretty rough. Jetty Osman was another one. I think he was about 0 for 3 from 3 in this game, which is kind of rough. But, and the thing that not lost us the game, but definitely, the biggest thing that you would see on paper, other than the 27 fast break points from the Raptors, is that we were 60% from the free throw line. We were 18 for 30. We missed 12, and 6 of those 12 are from 2 guys. Donovan Mitchell was 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Lamar Stevens was 0 for 3. And Jetty Osman missed 2. And then there were 4 or 5 other guys who missed 1. So, that's that in terms of all that fun stuff. And I never put that picture in. Whatever. I have a picture of my all-star ballot that I was supposed to show like 2 videos ago to tell you guys to go vote for the Big Four. And it was Lamar Stevens was still technically the starter at the time. So Lamar Stevens, but we'll replace him with Isaac Okoro for the next video. Go vote for your guys for the All-Star game, guys. Of course, I remember to say it for this video. But for all you out there in Cavs Nation, enjoy the holidays no matter what you celebrate. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I'd say go out to the movies, maybe catch Avatar or something before the theaters are packed again with all the Christian people like me. For those of you who are celebrating Christmas tomorrow like me, Merry Christmas. Unfortunately, the Cavs couldn't give us a nice gift for Christmas. And until next time, keep scrapping like a bunch of junkyard dogs.